guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby. If you're new here, click that subscribe button and become an abichuela. Join the Little Bean family. And I'm going to be reading the best fall eyeshadow palettes that you guys need. So let's just move onward. So the first eyeshadow palette I have is the Morphe 25A palette. It looks like this. It's very cute, very, everyday neutral colors. So I think this is really good for fall. I mean, you can really wear it whenever you want, but these colors, there's some dark chocolatey colors here, like with some orange in it, which are really pretty. Same thing with this one, has some orange in it, which is super pretty as well. And I want to say that these palettes only retail for like $12. Do not quote me on that, but I think these only cost $12, which is super inexpensive for an eyeshadow palette. And you get, let's see, you get 25 eyeshadows in this palette. So the next palette I have is again by Morphe. A lot of these palettes are going to be Morphe just because I own a lot of Morphe palettes. Y'all know that I love Morphe. If you want to see me rate the top 10 most favorite palettes that I like from Morphe, please leave that down below because I would love to do top 10 Morphe palettes. So this is the 35O palette. This is such a really, really stunning fall palette. I really love these orange colors during the fall. I love messing around with like just this row here and here too. Some of these brown shades have like some orange into them and a little bit of purple. These have like, to deepen it up and make it more, nighttime looks, but you can definitely do some morning time looks too with this. I actually do have a soft glam makeup tutorial that I will leave down below if you guys are interested how I made a eyeshadow look with this. It's super pretty. Here, I'll do a little swatch because like I really love these two shades. They're very similar, but this one and this one are very, very similar, but they're very pretty. This palette only costs $25 and you get a lot of shades out of it, and I think it's really worth it for Morphe. Sometimes they do like 50% off palettes, so it would be even worth it. Like I know I got my James Charles palette 50% off, which was I think a little bit cheaper than the small version, and Morphe always does deals, so make sure you guys are always like looking out if you want to buy a palette. Make sure you guys are always looking at the deals because they're always doing something. So this is the one shade right here. It's really blinding, and then here is the other one. You can kind of tell there's a little bit of a difference. This is more champagne and this is more like a coppery kind, but they're still really pretty and really inexpensive shadows that you guys can mess around with and create some looks with. So the next eyeshadow palette that I want to mention is now a more high-end product. This is the Anastasia Subculture palette. And I know a lot of people didn't like this palette. However, I had no problems using this palette. I really think this palette's great. It's got a lot of different colors besides, your typical oranges and like, browns. It's got a lot of like dark greens and like, yellows, like mustard, and it's got like this purple plum shade, and I actually did create a look with this. I never filmed it, but if you guys are also interested how I did a look with this, just leave a comment down below because I actually really, really like this palette. I know a lot of people said that there was like a lot of fallout with this palette, but I never had a problem with it blending or anything. And I'm gonna just show you what this shade looks like right here. It's really shimmery and really pretty. It's called Electric. I'm going to take my little hand and swatch it for you guys. It's a really pretty green mustard shade, and it looks like that. It's super pretty. I would put that all over the lid right now, but I have eyeliner. And let's see, I don't have another. Well, yeah, I can use this finger, and I'm gonna show you guys this shade. Look how pretty. That's super pretty. I still feel like the Morphe ones are still a little bit more pigmented, to be honest, and I only did one swatch, as you guys know. It was on camera, but these are still just as pretty. So we have another Morphe palette for best fall eyeshadow palettes. This is super, super pretty. If you're into red hot shades, you're going to like this. This is the 3502 palette. It looks like this. It's really pretty. You guys can tell that it's really loved, and this is my first Morphe palette that I ever bought, so It's very exciting to me because I love like reds and plums and stuff. So this is really, really pretty to obviously create for the fall. I really, really love this shade right here and this shade right here. I'm always gravitating to those shades, always. And I like these shades for like everyday wear as well. Up top here, I like these shades for everyday wear. So there's a lot you can do with this. I'm not sure if I made a tutorial on this palette. I can definitely check it and leave it down below. However, if you want to see a look with this, just leave a comment down below and I will recreate that. But let's do some swatches. Let me do that red hot shade. This one's a little bit chunkier. That's all I have to say, but this is one swatch, guys, like one swatch, and it still keeps going. Let me show you. It still keeps going. That's how many swatches I did with the Morphe. Really good. So the next palette I have is the Morphe 25C palette, and it's really pretty as well. More if you're into more purpley shades. I love these shades right here. Really, really pretty. I love this plum shade right here. You can do very, you know, everyday wear here, and then you can do, you know, nightclub. You can do going out, you know, kind of look here, you know, or you can just like, if you want to go out with that purple shade, you can do that too. You do you. So I really like these shades as well. Let me do some swatching here. I'm taking that purple shade because it's calling me. Okay, I'm taking a little bit more because that wasn't a good swatch, but that purple shade is really pretty. I did do 2 times because it didn't really swatch that well for the first time, but this is what it looks like. It's really, really pretty. And there's a lot you can do with this palette. And the last palette I have is the Tarte Toasted palette. Y'all know that I've already used this like a couple times on my channel. I will definitely leave it down below. Again, if you're interested in seeing these videos, there's going to be lots of links for you guys to check out if you're interested. And this is what the palette looks like. I'm very, I love that it has like the very neutrals, orange, plum, you know, shimmer. This is me in a nutshell, basically. However, I would have loved the one red shade thrown in there, but it would have thrown the palette off. I love purple, plum, orange shades. This shade especially is like my favorite, and it smells really good. You can do like very simple looks with here, and then very like dramatic looks here, and I've used all of these shades and they work really well. They work like a dream. And let me do like a swatch for you guys. This is one swatch, guys. That's super pigmented, and I still have more here. So this is a really, really good fall palette. I mean, if you look at the packaging, it's like, you know, toasty and like roasting marshmallows. Like, that's the vibe I get. So it's really pretty. You can do so much with this palette. Either you can do very, especially actually with all these palettes, you can either go like, excuse me, I cannot talk. You can either do something very dramatic or something very like neutral and light and simple, whatever floats your boat, which I love about these palettes. This palette also retails, I forget if it's like $39. The Subculture palette's either $49 or $42, and the Morphe palettes are $25, and the smaller ones are $12, I believe. So these are just some great options for you guys to check out if you guys are interested in buying these palettes for the fall. I highly recommend always checking the Morphe website to see what's 50% off, because they always do something. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!